Now, welcome everybody to the Red and Tera Show.
What a
minute, in a while, Red's got his new setup, new laptop, ready to go, ready to rock and roll.
That was holding us up because I was doing it on my phone, and because my other laptop just died, just decided to say, "Oh, fuck you, Red." So I got a new one, and
yeah, we could have pushed through, but I mean, it was nice to get a break from everything that the world started opening back up. So get out and start doing shit again.
Start to embrace life again.
Yeah. Right, so we've got a segment here. We're going to do a news views. So let me just throw it up here, what we're going to be chit-chatting about. So it's a story that's kind of hot in the news at the moment. Typical fucking corrupt cronyism Ireland. Yeah, so our old Führer, Lord and Saviour, Tony Wulahan, not one to be fucking out of the spotlight, is back in it for all the wrong reasons again. Red, what has he done this time?
He's only going to fucking lift his job. He still get fucking paid, didn't he?
Innit?
You have a fucking giraffe, mate.
It's typical in Ireland, isn't it? It's like you've done such a great job, and we also need to remove you out of the position you're in. So in case there's any repercussions, so we'll give you a nice little fucking heavily endorsed, tax funded. Quango fucking made up position here.
I'm pretty sure it's just his wages. Like his wage will continue to go into his bank account.
As far as I read, now we're going to get into the story. We'll clarify this, but the idea I got from it was that it was like he was going back into college, like into Trinity.
Yeah, back into Trinity. Yeah.
So it was a role in teaching. And he was going to be paid by the government while he was doing this role as in teaching or something. But yet again, it was a role, a job that nobody could apply for. You know, they didn't follow all their own rules where you have to, you know, put it out to tender so people can apply for it and all. There was no process. It was made up. It was like your one Capone or what?
Catherine Saponi.
Saponi, yeah, you know, the made up role, little fucking slap on the back. Thank you very much. There you go. There's your little paycheck. So, more cronyism in Ireland, isn't it?
Yep, but again, the gas about it is nobody's even shocked anymore. You just couldn't struggle. You just struggle and go about your day, like, because it's so commonplace. Like everyone will look at it and go, "That's a load of bollocks." And just go about the day, like.
So anyway,
how would you give him even €1? You don't just slap him, like.
Yeah,
he has one of those faces that you just kind of just.
Do you know what? He's a fucking wanker. He's a wanker. Let's be honest. Tony Wulahan, he fucking like, and the way he changed his tune so quickly, even on all the regulation now. I think our opinion on it all is well documented at this stage. But for him to literally go from it's not safe to breathe to be no, it's cool. Yeah, don't worry about the numbers are out of control now. No, it's all good. No, take your mask off and all. It's like, I don't know, something doesn't sit right with me. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Ben Scanlon here over at the Crypt. He fucking plows through that government.
Yeah.
And
it's gas because everything I see. Anything if I ever share from them, there's always like, oh, you have to watch these are a right wing. Like people that now think that just because you're on the right side of the aisle that you're like you're
right wing,
never. You're incapable of like giving news. It's mad, like and like when it's proven that the other side aren't really great at telling the truth either. So, but they're so quick to dismiss.
Well, like the one thing I will say, John McGurk, he's gone on a few times. He was one of the only people on.
Oh no! I'm not having a go grip.
And
I get that, like
dismissed them
just because they're saying a right wing. They dismiss it straight away as if it's not like true or fact or merited. You know what I mean? It's bleeding mental the way. But yeah. When their side of the aisle is giving out fucking, it's just like, okay.
Like Ireland has to be one of the worst in the world for biased propagandized media. Like,
well, the bar paid by the state. Like, I mean, they force the people in the country to pay a TV license.
You have like opposing viewpoints. You have like CNN and Fox News, both garbage, but at least it's opposing. In Ireland, you literally have RTE, state funded, and nothing else, and they even run campaigns where it's like, well, if you're not getting your news from a trusted source, i.e. us, then it's fake news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when we tell you the news and then the other people say something else, and then 6 months later it turns out to be right. We're going to tell you that then, and then you can trust us. But at the time, we weren't wrong.
So
'Cause that was
anyway,
the narrative. It's just fucking mental,
shout
like.
out to the boys in the Gript.
Fair
They
play.
leave no stone unturned, and I think because of the position that they're in, where they recognise if they made one slip up or one error in their opinion or judgment or factual, a factual error, they would get slaughtered. So they're very precise and they're very concise in the wording and the terminology. And sometimes they just like a story will break, and before I've even had a chance to really think about it, you'll come across, say, something Ben Scanlon has said, and he'll break it down like, look, this is what they're doing. This ties back to this, which they done a couple of years ago, and you're like, Jesus, yeah, they tie the story together very quickly. They have the government sussed in the type of cronyism that the way they behave, and they deliver it very, very quickly and very concisely. So big shout out to lads. So we'll jump into this here.
Have a read. See who's right. Is it a once-offie
So
or is
why
it
are taxpayers still
wage?
paying Tony even after he steps down? Whatever you personally think of Tony Holohan, one thing is undeniable: he can be a polarizing figure. Indeed, he should be fucking strapped to a pole. But as he steps down as chief medical officer, you think that the controversy might finally start to peter out with the pandemic and associated hysteria seemingly behind us. You'd reckon. You'd like to think that Holohan's successor will have a soothing influence on the role and return the job to a more mundane, in the background type position it was always supposed to be. And it also seemed like a perfect, quiet ending to the whole chapter, but they just couldn't leave well enough alone. It seems the Department of Health wanted to throw one more controversial hand grenade for old time's sake. As reported in the Irish Examiner, Tony Holohan's 187,000 salary to be paid by Department of Health. Right. The article reads, the outgoing chief medical officer will remain a civil servant and his 187,000 a year salary will be paid by the Department of Health. Dr. Tony Holohan announced last month he will leave his role, which he has held for 14 years, to take up a role at Trinity College. Holohan has been appointed Professor of Public Health Strategy and Leadership, like Public Health Strategy and Leadership at the university.
Yeah.
Just shows you, like, the universities are fucking running bleeding.
Oh, it's all a big
cabal,
a cabal. That's all. It's all a big cabal.
When like half of them in Trinity and UCD, these labs, they were all given, the government contracts to do PCR testing and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We're actually seeing that. Speaking of the likes of UCD, did you see? I was saying something briefly about Dolores Cahill and that she's on the run or something like that.
No,
you see anything about that? No, it was just a story. Now it was a hit piece by one of the fucking media mob. I'm moving from place to place to stay away from the law or something because there's a warrant out for her or something like that. But yeah, so what do you make of that, Reg? Yeah, it is what it is. Really, it's typical Crony Ireland, same old shy.
Yeah, and like, see, that's it's the arrogance of the government. But again, we allow it because like that should go to a vote. The government should be thinking, would the people of Ireland want us to do this? No, okay, we won't. But it hasn't become a case of what do the people of Ireland want. That's changed a long time ago. So now it's like, and everyone in the populace, the citizens, all also go along with it. Like, oh, the government, we work for the government. The government doesn't work for us. Like there's been a switch somewhere.
Would he be getting paid in the university as well? I'm just kind of reading on through here.
No, they're it's basically just he's keeping his job, but they're putting him somewhere else so that he's like. The thing about it is that he has dirt on them all. That's why it's so corrupt, because
he's
they all have
dirt on himself, though.
No, but I understand that, but he has dirt on them all.
Oh no, like, he was running the country and he was the Führer, and now this is a little payoff for.
No, I tell you, because he's there going, well, you want me to go fine, blah blah, but I want to cush your roll and I want to keep my wage. How can we justify that? I don't
think this was even a look, Tony. We have, you're pushed out now, and he's like, well, I've got dirt now. I think this was like, thanks very much, Tony. Great work. Look, we're gonna set you up with a nice cushy number, great pension. You sit in this right head of leadership and fucking economics and climate change or whatever in university, like, and you'll pick up a huge salary. Like, this is little golden handshake. Thanks very much, Tony. You saved us. You saved our bacon. You got us out of trouble. You made the hard decisions, and the government had to just go along with you, and we didn't have to take responsibility for anything that happened for the last 2 years. So nice one, Tony.
Yeah.
That's what it would seem to me. Jumping on through it here. What did he say? Even if you think Wulahan was the greatest CMO in history of humanity, you have to concede this is absolutely bizarre. It'd be like hiring a builder to make an extension on your gaff. Love that. Love the terminology to use as well. And you think he did such a good job that you keep paying him the same sum for years to come, even after he's moved on to other jobs and isn't even providing you with a service anymore. It's utterly daft.
It's a great analogy. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
He's like his role. He has a job. He's employed like everybody else. The laws of employment and whatever should apply, but it doesn't. That's the because again, the laws and shit like that. As you're saying, I'm sure they actually went through, like as you were saying, they didn't post the job, so they broke their own rules just to do it. And again, who cares? Like nobody cares.
Nobody really cares. And just to continue on with the story, Donnelly, the big egghead donkey brain dono, backs Tony Hulahan's retention. So of course, then when they got the media backlash today, in typical Irish government fashion, they double down on their madness and insanity. And they'll probably ride this out, and if it gets too much, bad attention, then they'll backtrack on it, because they're the multiple backtrackers as well if they get a bit of bad press. But otherwise, they'll plow ahead with things as they normally do. So what's Donnelly say? The money being used to pay the outgoing chief medical is salary at Trinity College is all public money. Yeah, we know that. He assured people there would be only one chief medical officer. What's he trying to say? Like it's part of the budget that should be going towards all these cunts who've missed all their fucking exams and their testing for cancers and their treatments and all these, hospital appointments and 24-hour waits in emergency rooms. But this is important money from public money going towards paying this fella. Like it's just utter scandalous, isn't it?
It's scum. It's scum. It's a scummy way of thinking, and it's scum that they get away with it, but they get away with it. So
he'll remain a civil servant, be paid by the Department of Health, and he takes up his new role. It confirmed the role was created with Dr. Wulahan in mind. You know what I mean? So, like, they've literally just said they breached all their own regulations. They didn't send it out to tender. They just made this role for him, with him in mind, and you know what I mean? So it's not an important role. It was just for him. Politicians have questioned whether TCD is refunding any part of the salary. Well, we're speaking of Morning Oil, Mr. Donnelly said an important thing was that Dr. Wulahan was not being paid more money. What? Donnelly said is it true the department would be paying the salary equivalent of 2 CMOs, but said it was not the case that the country would have 2 people in the position. Right, so he's no longer the CMO. They'll be paying someone else an extortionate amount of money to take his old job, and they'll just continue paying him for his old job.
But see the way he deflected the question, because that's not what he was asked. He was asked, will 2 people be paid? And he said, well, there's only going to be 1 person in the role. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
okay,
so what Hulahan get? Well, it's a role.
But will 2 people be getting paid for the role? Like?
Yeah, so let's break it down. If the department were to pay, or Trinity were to pay, it's all public money. Right? So what you're saying is, well, rather than the college paying them, which would just be public money, we're just going to pay them, which is just public money.
No, I think what he's saying is it doesn't matter if it comes from us or Trinity.
It's a taxpayer-funded post, and what's important here is he's not getting paid any more money. But he is, because it's a role that was just created for him when he was no longer going to be suitable for the CMO role and was going to lose his job. So,
but it's not even that. Like, is the role that he's now in as important as his CMO role? No.
Well, there you
so
go.
why does the pay not reflect that?
No, but it's a role that didn't exist. So if he's no longer
capable
of doing the CMO role,
you can create a role that's really extremely important. But did you do that? Did you create a role that's really extremely important that justifies having that exact same fucking extravagant amount of money to be paid every year? Does it justify that? Does your new role justify that pay? It doesn't matter whether you get paid more. You should be getting paid fucking 70% less, like. for the role he's
So
doing. Even half, you should be getting paid for the role he's doing, because it's not obviously as important as the CMO role.
So
So
Donnelly
why
said
is he maintaining that salary?
he said Wulahan could stay on in his current contract for 20 years, but is staying on the same terms and conditions while moving to a really positive position. Criticism of the announcement of Houlihan's move did not contain mention of it being a secondment. Is fair enough. He said criticism of the announcement, right? So, but I think what's important here is the nature of the role, the nature of the research. Secondments between health and academia are very regular and normal and healthy things. Yeah, you just look, these cunts are wankers. Let's be honest.
It's not their money, so it's their money.
It's
So,
never, yeah, exactly.
and until they go checked, it'll go unchecked. That's just how it is.
So anyway, there you have it. Cronyism Ireland in full flight and full effect. And it's here to stay and shall continue. So until next time, folks, same bat men, same bat channel or whatever.